Thanks, Wayne. This meeting will be video recorded and broadcast over local access channel 8 and through the town website at www.eastham-mass.gov. Right, and it is 6:35, and I'm going to call the meeting to order. This is the Eastham Human Services Advisory Committee, Wednesday, October 22nd. 2025, and this is our first meeting of this funding round. And welcome to everybody. So the first thing was to sort of introduce ourselves, and we have done a little bit. And Billy is at the Children's Place. So Billy, if you want to give a quick little synopsis of what you do there, just so people understand a little of your background.
Sure, absolutely. My name's Billy Starks. I've been an Eastham resident for the last going on 6 years, and I absolutely love it here. As you know, I have family ties to this place. And yeah, I started working at Cape Cod Children's Place in 2020, shortly after giving birth to my son. So I needed some support just as much as I needed a job. And I've been a social worker there. Working on a project that's funded through the Department of Public Health called First Steps Together. And this is a project that supports families who've been impacted by substance use and have small children under the age of 10. So we're a home visiting service. We're comprised of social workers and family recovery support specialists who are peers with lived experience. And my role is, I do some direct service of family members by doing parent education, support with the Department of Children and Families, some targeted counseling interventions, and then I also do training and support for our peer workforce as well. And I recently stepped into a role as an agency trainer for Cape Cod Children's Place to just provide some of that workforce support for our teachers and other administrative staff as well.
All right, well, so she has quite the background to fit in with what we do.
That's
and want to
great.
do. Yes.
Great to have you, Billy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Really great
To
to
have
have
her.
you.
And my other,
Thank
you know, piece was a nice
Yeah.
little thing.
Yes.
To have a person that's has children in school and just as younger than the rest of us are. So we welcome your, oh, thank you very much. All right. So, that was our, let me see, where have I put?
Billy, were you recruited? No.
No,
Okay.
No,
No,
and
we didn't
after
have any-
the,
oh, okay.
on
Your
it.
you did an application and.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, it was wonderful. Thank you for that.
And her name has been hanging in there. We had to wait for Jamie. 'Cause Jamie Dimitri helps with the interviews, and she's our liaison to the select board.
Mhm.
And her summers, once you hit like June, she's not available.
You don't ever.
She can make a select board meeting, but she's not available. And so she's also stepped back from there. She just told me that she is also now working in Orleans at the Department of Recreation, and which is her
Great.
background.
Mhm.
So,
Be good at that.
yes, yeah, she has a lot of great energy. So she's doing the select board a little bit at the surf shop and now doing this. And so that's great. So Felice just came in, Billy.
Mhm.
Hello. She's the last person to get here, and we did call the meeting to order at 6:35. We gave it to you. Okay.
Thank you.
So we've introduced ourselves, and we first off is basically organization. At this point, I have been the chairperson of the committee, and if it's all right with the rest of you, I mean, unless somebody wants to take it over, I will happily pass everything. I will stay in that position.
No, you're too
Like
good at
that's gonna
this.
happen.
Hey, you've got this, you make it look
I do
easy,
want
but.
to tell
it's
you that
careful
my
for the rest-
term is up after this year, and I've been on for quite a few years, so I am probably going to be
We'll recruit you.
leaving.
We know
And-
where you live.
How do you today?
So my
Sharon?
husband might say, I don't know.
Go
So,
talk to your husband.
anyway, just so you know, I had to float that out. Anyway, so, and we have, and Felice, you have been doing, minutes. Do you want to stay in that? Do you want to ask somebody else to do it? Do what, how do
Well,
you?
I think it's time for, I'll be glad to help out, of course, but I think
Okay,
it's time. for
so
something.
I'm looking for someone else that we can take nominations and vote on it, or if somebody wants to step up. Don't all say something at once.
I think, well, I would just like to comment, I probably made it more difficult for myself, capturing a lot of detail that, may have proven to be helpful to you, but I don't know that it needs to remain that way,
Right,
or at least to that
right,
extent. I probably overdid it a little.
yeah.
You did a really good job.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
It was like
you
in the
did.
documentary that it was good and a good reference. Look back on it and check out.
You're right.
It was.
Well, that, that's great, but I think
But I
it's
could,
just like now, I had to dig up the minutes for
The last,
last meeting, and I was looking at them and everything is there, but perhaps it could have been consolidated a little bit. Do bullet points rather than
right,
just my narrative text.
yeah.
Do we do them every week?
Yeah.
yes. We
Yeah.
have to have minutes, the way it is,
Should
the
be
law
every
reads, is that there have to be minutes from every meeting.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be posted within a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And like doing them, the way she would do is send them out to us electronically.
Right.
It worked, because
Yeah.
then you actually, once we voted on them, that could get sent to the town clerk office or to Kendra, I think, or Rachel, I think she's the next one down. And then they have them. They either post them that way, and I don't know if they do a print copy and keep it someplace in a file. I'm not sure what happens upstairs in that room. But, so it isn't impossible to do, and, it is, and Felice has done it for a long time, and I understand,
And I think, looking, let's say at these, there's a lot of detail that I think in one way is helpful
yes,
for everyone to look at and say, oh yeah, so-and-so said this, or was this really important? It gives a little context when you're making a decision 3 or 4 months after the presentation.
Yeah.
But I think in retrospect, I could probably have slimmed them down.
yeah. And some of them were, right. very
But they
detailed.
also reflected the discussion. We've had really, what's nice about this committee is that people care. The presenters care about what they do.
Oh, yes,
We care about how we evaluate them. So I think it's a little bit different from doing cut and dry meeting minutes. You process minutes as opposed to content minutes.
right, because
But that's up, I think.
well, if you look at minutes from some of the other committees, they are not extensive, some of them.
Right,
They might say discussion followed about,
right,
and there might be a few relevant points
right.
bulleted or
right,
whatever,
right.
but not,
Right.
everything.
Right.
And when we have presenters, we could potentially, have some bullet points as to some of the topics they talked about, and if there was anything sort of different than what's in their application, then that might be a good thing in there, but,
Yeah.
we probably,
Billy has raised her hand to talk.
oh, okay. Thank you. I wasn't looking, thank you. So,
Oh, that's
Billy,
okay.
what did you want to say?
Well, I was just gonna offer to take minutes if,
God bless you.
Yay.
Billy, you're probably so adapted this stuff that you would go like that for you.
Yeah.
Whereas
I
the
mean,
rest
to be
of us are
honest, I
being-
already have a Word doc pulled up and I'm starting to write notes. So if I could just do
Wonderful.
that, I would like to.
Oh, that would be
Oh,
fantastic.
you're our
Thank you.
hero.
All right,
Hey, whatever I can do, you know?
there was a motion to have Billy be the recording, what do we want to call her?
I think.
Um,
Secretary?
Secretary or the
I
minute
think it
taker,
was clerk.
Clerk. Yes.
committee clerk. And there's a second?
Second.
Seconded, and all in favor?
Aye.
Should I put in the quote that I'm an angel from heaven? Should I put that in there?
Yes. Right in
That could be in
there.
this
Yes.
meeting's minutes, yes.
And one of the things
Thank
that
God.
somehow if they can just come out to the committee using, you have in your packet, you have all the email addresses. You can send them electronically to us, even, the day before the meeting, or you can send them tomorrow if you, want to, whatever, but so that by the next meeting, we have something to vote on
Mhm.
and approve. That would be fantastic. And I'll help you figure out who to get it to at town hall.
Sure.
That's a minor issue. That one we can do. So, good. Now, what, police has sent these in, has brought these. Now, do people have them? Did you say?
No, I just brought them to you and I.
Okay.
got them out.
So what I'm gonna do, actually, we'll put this approval of this one
Mhm.
off till next week.
Okay,
If you can send them to everybody when
Okay.
you, tonight,
right.
tomorrow. Would that be too, would that be
No,
impossible to
that'd
do?
be fine. Could you send me a refresh mailing list so I?
Yes, it should be. Did you pick
I
up your
figured-
packet?
Yeah.
Here,
I
it's right, yeah.
Oh, everything is.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything
Okay.
should be there.
Okay, great.
Okay,
We have a correction, although if I may, I have a Gmail account, but
okay.
I use an AOL account for here, so.
Oh, okay, so we
So
wanna
instead of,
change.
T2 at Gmail, it's T2 at AOL.com.
Oh, okay, FAOL.com. Okay, so I'll change it on
Yeah,
the,
Beth?
Okay.
No, I just see the.
Do you want a pencil?
No, I have it. I just want to make sure I have it spelled. correct.
Oh, wait a minute, okay, let me write it down, at DEOT at AOL.
O2, the number two.
Oh, number 2.
All lowercase?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
okay,
It's gonna go at AOL.
and I'll switch that, and then I can.
Yeah, I don't have that. But
I think.
to. Yeah, well.
All right. So we switched that one, good. All right. To October 29th. All right. So, meeting dates is also there. So,
Meeting date?
Committee organization and meeting date, number two.
yeah,
You don't happen to have an extra agenda, do you, by any chance?
yes, I should. I
If you
always
do, I'd
have
be grateful.
extras, but where did I put?
That's okay. I'll look right on the
No,
back.
I know, here it is.
Oh.
Here.
Yeah.
Anybody else got one? I have extra
I have one.
agendas, okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'm not-
There you go. Okay. I usually bring extras, okay. So, meeting dates. Today's our first meeting, October 22nd. We will be here next Wednesday, the 29th for October. Then we go into November. And we meet on November 5th, and Billy, we already know you're not gonna be able to be here, so we'll work out somebody else taking notes for you. I had a question about that. Is that the regional meeting that you're going to, Billy?
Mhm.
Is it with all the towns or just Eastham?
So each of the elementary schools are offering an opportunity and I think they're all during the same week, but on different nights, and East Ham's
Okay.
happens to be on that Wednesday, yeah.
Okay, cause I was, all right, no, it's actually gonna work out because I, have Aaron, I'm gonna do the children's place that night because when I talked to Aaron, I said, because you're going to that meeting, you already know everything you do, so you don't need to hear that recap.
Right.
So the fifth will have the children's place and then another one, and I was thinking, but I think at this point it might be food for kids. Anyway, that's my own thinking. You don't necessarily have to make those notes, so it's
Okay.
November 5th, November 12th, and November 19th. And we will not be meeting on the 26th, which is the night before Thanksgiving. This place is locked up tight and we're all someplace or even home or not here. Then December 3rd and December 10th. Last year we didn't meet, like, I think it was the 18th, the 17th, I think we're just too close to Christmas
Okay.
to ask somebody from an agency to come in.
Yeah.
And for us, for everything, it just gets too crazy. So it's the 3rd, the 10th. And then we get into January and I'm not sure, I'm gonna be in Seattle. I'm not sure. I think I should be home. I'm not sure about the 7th yet. And so the 14th and 21st, basically. By then we will know more. Once we get into December, I'll know more, the 7th. But, so those are the dates. At this point, this room is reserved for us, at least through the end of December. And then the next item is basically to go on to, our priorities and looking at all the different applications. Next week you can pick up yours, for the children's place.
Okay.
Billy can get that.
Yes.
But, so we have 14 applications. And in your packet, you had the, Excel sheet. And down, I listed, there were some agencies, I kept FY 2024 on there to give, particularly for Billy, but just also to have a little bit of history of some of, other years' funding. So 2026, it still says recommendations, but that's what we funded and that's what went through. And then I put in the requests. The only one is not on there is the children's place, and it was basically level. It was not a larger request, so it's still the 9,500.
Are we saying that? Oh, we still have a 6805?
Yes,
For sure.
for sure. We are level funded at this point. I know there is going to at least be an override anyway. And I talked to Jackie again on Monday. And I mean, it's tight here in the town with things.
It's tight for these people.
I know it is, but it's basically, we're level funded. So,
I have to say that I'm really so against that. I just have to put that out there.
Yeah.
Because I truly feel that in today's environment, with what's happening in our country, the people of Eastham are going to be hurting, and I just feel we need to be doing something besides this, and I apologize, it's not
yes,
anything
I
against this community.
understand. And the thing is
It's a
that
matter
I
of-
think that it will, but one of the pieces is that this is tax money, and I think they're trying to keep our taxes within, because even they're going to go up anyway. And then, with the sewers and, things that we have, the general, cost. And then if they ask for the override, which part of the override will probably be funding for, childcare vouchers.
Mhm.
And so which is already oversubscribed, so they're trying to help families that still need that money. Yeah, you know,
Can I ask a question? Every year I get confused on this. I may not be the only one. When it says the fiscal year 26, is that the year we're working with?
we're working with FY 2027.
27, okay.
And it will start on July 1st, 2026.
Okay, okay,
Yes,
so,
right.
okay.
So the fiscal year, it's
It's
July
so-
20,
Mhm.
July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027, and it's called the fiscal year 2027.
Okay,
It is confusing. I know it took me
Okay.
a while because it's like, wait, but that's where it
that's what
is.
we're working on, okay.
So, you know, just looking through, we, no longer have Alzheimer's or capabilities or Cape mediation. And how came back this year, they didn't put one in last year. Same with elder services,
Yeah.
they reappeared. But Independence House, who had disappeared the year before and came back last year,
Didn't come back this year.
didn't come back this year. Which I keep waiting for, her to show up with something, but it's like, oh. So several are level funded. Or asking for the same amount of money that they got last year. Sustainable Cape Cod, we had initially funded them and then they didn't come back last year and then they've come back again. So, Outer Cape Health,
Right.
they asked for a great deal more, but they did just get another, and Billy probably may know about this one too, where they got another big or a continuing grant to fund the navigator and the people, the social worker, et cetera, that they've been working on, and they got another nice grant to continue that. So they have funding that is there in, yes, Medicaid is going to be cut, but potentially this state is going to be helping with some of that too, for the rural clinics. So, I know they're, looking for some more money, but so, this is where it is. And actually, I was surprised, like Lower Cape Outreach didn't ask for much more. Homeless prevention they didn't seem to ask for huge amounts more. So somehow they are thinking that they are either going to be doing bigger fundraising or something to close some of the gaps in their budgets. Even Family Pantry. They, where SNAP is being cut. And there's going to be more people coming to the pantry.
Well,
looking
they've
for food.
had so many articles in the local press.
Right.
Just, in the summer and even last spring. About people, new clients.
Yes,
People who had not ordinarily used their services.
who are
And I
not there.
went there, I did a big closet clean out and I had never been there.
Oh, yeah,
Huge.
it is a smooth running operation.
And it's gargantuan.
Yes, yeah,
And I drove up right away. Somebody came up to me and said, is this a donation? What would you like to do? You drive up here, so and so will help you. And, if you have any specific items or let's say, function specific clothing, let
Yeah,
us know, so it'll help us sort.
they are
I had to
amazing.
sit in the car for a few minutes because I was overwhelmed.
They are wonderful. The volunteers they have there are just, I know several people who volunteer, but I also have met and talked with over playing golf with Chris Menard, who
Yeah.
retired at the end of June.
She retired.
She retired.
She finally.
She
threw
did,
the
but the
towel.
person who's taken over was there, and he had also been in the grocery store business, so he knew how to run the place.
Alright,
So she could walk away and feel,
feel good.
yeah, and she's got a fantastic board that also is supportive and stuff, so, yeah.
Okay, can I
Anyway.
just ask a little, can you explain this, Outer Cape second number again?
Yeah. That's the grant piece that we will hear about, the Navigator program, et cetera. They write, the application that we have is more for funding for services that aren't covered by anything. Their general day-to-day operations, where that other line is this grant that has the Navigator program, and it's grown.
Right, So
And
the-
so that is like a pass-through. They put it in our budget
okay,
as a number because it has to go somewhere. So we hear about it, but
but we don't count it.
we don't, we can't cut it. We can't take any of that money and put it anywhere else
Right.
because that is dedicated money.
Right, so it doesn't, we don't add that up to our. bottom.
No, when I,
That's
yeah,
fine.
like on the 2026 funding,
Right.
I had added it in, so we had 105,000 and then subtracted that out
Okay.
and came out with our 60,
Okay.
yeah. Not, you know, and if, as every year, you know, if something were to come that we absolutely felt we needed, we could ask, you know, sit and talk to Jackie, and it would behoove all of us to go sit and talk to Jackie. But she would probably, you know, I don't know, I think she knows she's walking a fine line at this point with funding in the town.
Do we know why the first line about our Cape Health is asking for 10 this year versus?
Well, it'll be in the application. That's where that 10 came from, and I'm sure it's just thinking that Medicaid got cut.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And there are going to be more people coming in the door who no longer
Yeah,
have.
Sure.
And community health centers is where they might go for healthcare. And they, probably won't turn them away. Because that's not the first question they ask.
I don't think you can, right?
There is a point, yeah, there's some pieces that they can't turn them away, but there's, others that I think I don't know. That's a question to ask. Anyway, so that's where we are. And I don't know. It's hard to say, you know, I said priorities. It's hard to, you know, you look at them, how do you prioritize any of it? I mean, we want to be sure that people have food, that they have housing, but they also need the health care. And we want to be sure that our funding does cover the spectrum of ages and potentially lifestyles in town. And, you know, and then there's just sometimes like Lower Cape Outreach and Homeless Prevention who do their wonderful, helping people make budgets and figure out how best to, you know, take care of themselves and give them. So I don't know if anybody has, I mean, any other thoughts on the whole thing? I mean, we can just start seeing agencies and I
Do you
have-
a schedule for who's coming when, or?
I haven't done all of them because I feel it's hard to do too many out.
Yeah.
I will start doing more.
Yeah.
But I know I have mustard seed for next week and they'll be here at 6:45. And, I think I'm going to try, that's why I asked Billy the question, maybe to get Lower Cape Outreach here. Kate Wibby, I mean, I know they have kids, they have families, so you know, if she might be going to a regional meeting, but they don't live in Eastham, so
For next week or the following?
No, I would probably do Lower Cape outreach for the 29th because Food for Kids couldn't do it that day. They're probably coming on November 5th. And Cape Cod Children's Place is coming on November 5th.
So who's coming next week?
The only definite one I have is Mustard Seed,
Mustard.
and I will be sending, hoping for an answer,
And on the 29th, you said?
Maybe Lower Cape.
maybe Lower Cape. I'll let you know as soon as I know.
And the fifth was.
The 5th is the Children's Place and then probably Food for Kids.
But they didn't, oh, no, they did, yeah, sorry.
So. And then we'll just go, because because I also was looking at it, if we meet and have 2 a time. By the time we get to the 10th of December, I think we will have seen 10 agencies, so by then there, won't be that many more to do. Was it 10 or 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 12 agencies if we do 2 a time. So we will have gone through most everything before Christmas
Wow,
Yeah.
and such.
That's great.
So, and do you know when you are leaving for Florida?
probably January 10th, 11th.
Okay. So you would be
I'd be here.
hopefully available by the,
Yeah.
I think it's the 14th.
14th, yeah. I'll plan that we would be.
All right. I know that's a long travel down there.
It's a long time to be away.
Yeah, yeah, but
It's
Also-
warm.
it's warm. I know. All right. So at this point, I think I mean, this is a fast meeting. What else do we need to be discussing?
Good question.
Sure.
Last year, you were involved there.
Oh, yeah,
Do you know what I'm going? Where I'm
the,
going?
looking at the regionalization of an application, et
application.
cetera. Well, it went fast and then
Died.
died, as far as I know. We met, we went to one meeting, I went again to another meeting. And a couple people were going to work on some things and I never heard another word. And I have, Billy, we tried to work on from a couple, Orleans instigated it or started it. And to try to have maybe a common application for all the agencies, which we thought could be a workable thing.
Mhm.
And we met, and Brewster and Dennis were involved, and Dennis sort of backed away because they did theirs a little work in a different manner. And so it was basically Eastham, Brewster and Orleans, and we figured we'd start with that and see if we could wrap in any other places. But I never heard anything more. And I looked through my junk email, everywhere, just to try to see, did I miss something, whatever,
Mhm.
and never did hear anything back. The person who started it left their committee in Orleans. And somebody else tried to keep it going, and then I don't know what happened, so. As far as I know, there isn't, it's, certainly isn't a dead issue, but it didn't seem to go anywhere, so I'm not sure. Yes,
Yeah, I'm thinking about regionalization amongst towns on the Cape relevant to other topics. And I think that recently the opioid remediation funds that are being dispersed to all the towns have sort of galvanized towns to regionalize. So, for example, the Outer Cape towns, Eastham, Wellfleet, Truro, P-Town are regionalized for disbursement of opioid remediation funds. And I believe it's a slower going process. Like, on the Outer Cape, we're lucky to have Alex Nelson. She's herding all the cats. She's getting everybody to the table. She's presenting these ideas and then actually executing on them. And other municipalities, I think, are doing similar work now. So like for remediation funds, I think Brewster, Orleans, Harwich, and maybe and Chatham are regionalizing. And then
Because
Yarmouth
the
typically.
populations, you have to look at the populations a little bit too.
Right. So it may have been that towns were pivoting because of all these
Yes.
balls that were in the air um, but I know that in terms of rural health management, regionalization is like a gold standard approach to trying to make services accessible to people that otherwise have a hard time
Right.
accessing care. So,
One of the, because we were thinking of, some of the smaller agencies that we have, or any of them that, to have basically the same questions and same format with a different page that reflected what was going on, say, in Eastham.
mhm,
And, their mission is the same through all the different towns, and just to make make it easier on them
mhm.
and such.
Well, I think we talked about it a little bit last year.
Yes,
I still think we should somehow survey the
agencies, and somebody
see
had,
what, yeah.
right,
somebody
had
did do
talked
that.
about that, and
Yeah.
we did, I know,
Get their
I
input,
have.
'cause we might be, fixing something that's not broken in their mind
That's
too.
right,
Mhm.
right. Well, and our funding cycles are sort of different.
Yeah,
Brewster does it on a rolling basis.
Okay.
Orleans sort of did it like we did, but not
Okay.
exactly. So again, I think they were just thinking from the actual writing standpoint, but with, a person who is writing the grant, you can cut and paste pieces of it and
Right.
fit it in to
Right.
whatever the format is. And I had said, at this point you know, I prefer to have paper applications versus, so we can have the paper in front of us while we are talking to somebody, as opposed to all of us having our computers there too.
right.
And to me, it's a little friendlier if there's not a
Yeah.
device in front of you.
Right.
And also, so then you can flip through the paper, where others, they send it out, and they want it, electronically.
Well,
So, and I know
we're
a
all-
lot of the agencies are much more in an electronic world than I am and such, but,
Well, yeah,
that's
that's the future.
yeah, it is. But I also feel like we're also
We're still there.
somewhat going back to a little bit of paper and pencil. The schools have put phones in bags and they have to write in blue books to do
Yeah,
the
they're gonna
test.
have AI do
Yeah.
their application,
Right.
that's what's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Well, they may have them gathering facts for them, who knows, but, it's the kind of thing that, yeah, I think that the regionalization that is happening in other ways, and maybe that just sort of did, people were saying, we're not gonna do it right now.
Yeah,
Enough is enough, and, go from there. But, so
Okay.
to answer the question, we didn't get anywhere with it, at least at this point.
That's the
they
lack
had,
of trying.
yeah, they had access to ours, and, it was basically what other people had. Orleans, after they had seen ours, they had one that had all these things they had to sign off on and everything. It was
Yeah.
massive, and they did finally do away with half of that.
I wondered about that. They
Yeah.
looked at their
Yeah,
stuff, was
they
like, oh,
did get to do
some
it.
lawyer when.
It really, it had all these pieces in it, that it was just an application. You don't have to give up, wait till,
Yeah.
Exactly.
First form.
anyway.
We were attempting to make it easier on the people who were applying. Just to try to
Yes, yeah.
simplify the process. But I like our process.
Yeah, and
fine.
some of them don't, have an interview of every agency and such, and,
Right.
Right.
that has its good benefits too. Once you know everything, every year, it's the same. Do we need to see them every year?
Right.
But at the same time, when there's turnover in a committee and different things happen, it's sort of, and it's
Right.
sort of nice to hear people just come, and the
Yeah.
passion they have for their agency just is contagious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel. Anyway, all right. Is there any other topics, any new business, anything anybody else wants to bring up?
Motion to adjourn?
Quick question, quick question, on this column, we have it down for 68 is what the number that everybody. thinks.
Yes.
But this is not, is that? the
It
total?
does not total up to
Okay, that's
that,
fine.
I did not
just wanted to
total
make
it
sure.
because that's one of
That's what I
those
can start
figures
doing.
that
This is-
it's a worthless figure really to total it up.
No, I just want, no, I
If
know.
you want
That's all
to,
we
you
got.
can, but we know that it's way over what is
Right,
there.
I was thinking, sure.
The one thing that may help us is that Independence House did not come back and ask, and they had $4,000. So in essence, we have that little packet of money that's there.
Now, last year, we let people apply late.
We did,
Yeah, are we gonna do
because
that?
we had only a few at the very beginning and they
Right.
were, for whatever reason.
Right.
But Erica there is a new person in the
Yeah.
office there, and she was right on top of it. And Lori was back helping her get back in, so it was, things were done.
Yeah.
Great.
And it was wonderful. And so I think, we've hit our deadline and that's really what it was. And the only one that might come in would be Independence House probably. But and what was the other, Family Table Collaborative last year came in February, asked if it was. And like, no, but so
What about, how's Mansfield doing?
we have an application from them,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I
No, I
haven't
was
looked at
just
it.
curious, I hadn't heard.
I think
anything
they're
about it.
doing fine. I think they're doing, quite well. Jessica's still there. It was her, and she's,
Now, when are you expecting Damien to come in?
from Outer Cape Health.
Yeah.
We can do him and get him pretty soon if we want to.
Because he gave, if you're not familiar with it, the Chapel in the Pines is a UU affiliated
Oh, I saw, he was,
organization. He
yeah.
gave, I started listening during COVID or just afterward. They have fascinating Sunday programs. They're not sermons, they're
Yes,
not
right, just good
religious.
programs.
Yeah.
And they have people from all over, not
Mhm.
just our immediate area. And he gave, unfortunately, the connection was bad in the beginning, but it's posted on the website, so.
So you can go
anybody-
back and.
Yeah, so if you go to Nauset Fellowship or Chapel in
Yeah.
the Pines, you'll see a link on their main page, and they have other lectures 2 or 3 weeks. back.
But I,
So they
yeah.
did that.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
fascinating because a lot of them are relevant to what we do and the issues we
Yes,
talk
yeah.
about.
Well, and I felt like they landed a good person when they
Yeah.
got him. I felt like he had a lot of, he really wants to make the place work,
Yeah,
and they needed somebody.
and
And I
he's
just saw
not,
Elder Services was doing something too. And I'm not exactly sure what it was now. Coming up in the middle of November. I'll see if I can find out that, because it looked like an interesting event. That, could, I think it involved, I might have been. I don't know, I don't wanna misspeak, and I don't remember, but it was Elder Services, and that piqued my attention.
Hmm.
And then I went to something else. I'll find it, I will find it, anyway. Any other information? Now you've seen our committee in action, Bill, are you sure you still wanna?
You haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
You're not that
I-
interesting,
Give
but
it
the
up the
people
mic.
that came to us are
Yes,
excellent.
yes.
And I
So-
just want to say, not to brag or anything, but the minutes are done. The minutes are I've been keeping the minutes in live time. Got my little fingers clicking away over here. So
Wow, look at that.
The best way to do it, that's what I would do, yeah.
Phenomenal, thank
All
you.
right, okay,
Motion to adjourn.
and it's seconded,
I'll second it.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and the meeting is adjourned, it looks like 7:18.
Or whatever your time is.
That was easy.
Yeah.
And,